All right, great. I think that's good for getting started. It's 6:03. Welcome everyone to another Nazareth Housing workshop, a digital workshop. We just started these last month and we're really excited to be able to share a lot of information with the community through this new way. So tonight we will be doing a virtual document workshop. So we will be taking you through some very simple and easy ways to set up an email account and then to use that email account to send documents that you might have with you to anyone, a friend or a case manager or the DMV, whatever you might be needing to send a document to, you can do that with an email address and with your phone. So whether you have an iPhone or a Samsung phone or an Android or whatever, there are many ways to do this. So Camille, do you want to just introduce the workshop really quickly for our Spanish-speaking attendees?
Yes, of course. Bienvenidos a todos. Muchas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros esta noche. El día de hoy les tenemos un taller para aprender cómo mandar documentos usando su celular, usando el email. Si no tienen una cuenta de correo electrónico, le vamos a ayudar también a enseñarles cómo hacerla. También les vamos a enseñar cómo escanear documentos, ya que el COVID nos ha forzado a hacer todo virtual. Y queremos que todo el mundo sepa cómo manejarse mandando documentos y usando el correo electrónico, ya que es una función vital en este momento.
Thank you so much, Camille. So yes, on the call, we also have Camille Infante and Nicholas Nelson. Some of those people you might be familiar with if you come to Nazareth Housing, if you go to the pantry. I'm very delighted to be able to support them in teaching all of you today. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us and we'll put some information at the end of the slides and we'll put that up so you can always reach out to us if you have questions. So we'll just introduce Nazareth Housing, or we'll introduce sort of the rules of the webinar. All participants are muted right now, just so we make it easy so that the panelists, Camille and Nicholas, can present. We'll have some time at the end for questions, and we'll be able to answer them. If you have a question, you can raise your hand. There's a button at the bottom. You can do that, or you can type it into the chat, and we'll be able to answer your question there as well. If you're calling on your phone, some of you may be doing this. If you want to raise your hand, you can press *9 and you'll be able to raise your hand and we'll be able to call on you. But this is, again, only for the ending, for the question and answer portion. And if your question doesn't get answered tonight, you can always email either Camille at kinfante@nazarethhousingnyc.org, or you can just send us a general email at info@nazarethhousingnyc.org.
Okay, yo voy a leerles. Sandra, can you go back?
Yep.
Thank you. So ahora mismo todos los participantes están silenciados. Habrá tiempo al final para hacer preguntas y nosotros le vamos a ofrecer la respuesta. Si tiene alguna pregunta durante la presentación, tiene la opción de levantar la mano o escribir su pregunta en la sala del chat. Si tú estás llamando de un celular, puedes levantar la mano presionando *9. Si tú tienes una pregunta y no recibes la respuesta hoy, puedes enviarme un correo electrónico a kinfante@nazarethhousingnyc.org.
Great, thank you so much. So I'm just going to introduce Nazareth Housing very quickly. If you're not familiar with us, we are a community-based organization. We are in the Lower East Side and we're also in the Bronx. And we're committed to the promotion of housing stability and economic mobility for vulnerable families and individuals in New York City. We can serve anyone who comes through our door. We'll never turn anyone away. So make sure if you know anybody who is struggling or has a problem with housing or anything related to taxes, food, we have a pantry, everything. just give us a call, or you can send them our way, and we can either help them or we can find someone who can. We're very good at how we're using our connections to help people. What we hope to do in New York City, why we exist as an organization, is to prevent homelessness and poverty in our communities by empowering families to build their own pathways to success, and just filling their lives with possibility and opportunity. So very simple. We do many things. And if you have any questions, if you need any assistance, you can always give us a call, and we can either help you or we can find someone who can.
Nuestra misión como organización, estamos comprometidos con la promoción de estabilidad de la vivienda y la movilidad económica entre familias e individuales que son vulnerables en la ciudad de Nueva York. Nuestra visión es prevenir la falta de vivienda en nuestras comunidades, empoderar las familias y las personas para construir un camino que los ayude a salir de la pobreza y crear vidas llenas de posibilidades y oportunidades.
Great. So yeah, we help with benefits enrollment, rental arrears, HPD, Housing Connect. There's a lot of things that we can help you with. If you see something on this list, financial counseling, nutritional assistance, again with our pantry, you can always visit us at nazarethhousingnyc.org to learn more, or you can give us a call at 212-777-1010.
En nuestra organización ayudamos con la inscripción de beneficios, asistencia para pagos atrasados y servicios públicos, aplicaciones de lotería de vivienda, asesoramiento financiero y preparación de impuestos gratuita, asistencia nutricional. Tenemos 2 despensas de alimentos, una en Manhattan y otra en el Bronx. Si quieren más información sobre lo que nuestra organización hace, puedes visitarnos a nazarethhousingnyc.org para obtener más información sobre nuestros servicios.
Great. So today we'll just be doing some very simple things. How to sign up for an email address. It's very easy. How to send an email, even easier. And then how to scan documents using your phone. And then how to send scanned documents using your email account. So we're going to make an email address. We're going to scan some documents, and then we're going to bring it all together by sending scanned documents using your email account.
Sander, would you mind going to the next slide?
Sure.
Thank you. So the first step on creating an email account is either download, or if you already have the app, you can open the Gmail app on your phone or device. If you're not sure if you have the Gmail app, just go through your phone and try to look for the Gmail app that looks like this. And if you don't have it, then you can go to the App Store. On an iPhone, it looks like that. And they're on the Play Store for an Android, it looks like that, right? And if you're using a computer, just go to www.gmail.com, and you will need to use one of these internet browsers at the end, at the bottom. Yeah, thank you, Sander.
Yeah, I just learned how to do that.
Yeah. Okay, can we go to the next slide? All right, so once you either download or open the Gmail app on your phone, or you went on your computer, the next step will be to click on Create, right? And then if you click on Create, it will take you to this next page. Sander? It will take you here. So this is your step number 3. So you will need to add your name and your last name, right? What you put here will show up when you send someone an email. So make sure that it's recognizable by someone else. Think of this as a return address when you're sending a letter in the mail, okay? So if we click next, yes. So once you put your first name and your last name, the other thing that you have to do is to create a username, right? So an username can be almost anything, but we recommend that you use your name, right, and your last name. And you can use an abbreviation of your name and your last name. For example, take Elena Casarosa, right? You can do Elena.Casarosa, right, as your username. When other people send you messages, they will need to type this username. So make sure it's unique and it's easy to understand. Para crear una cuenta de correo electrónico, ya vieron los primeros dos pasos, que era descargar la aplicación y si ya la tienes, abrir la aplicación. Lo otro que tienes que hacer es, cuando le des a crear cuenta, vas a poner tu nombre y tu apellido. Luego que hagas eso, tienes que crear un usuario. Tu usuario puede ser tu nombre y tu apellido. O puede ser una abreviación de los dos. Por ejemplo, si tu nombre es Elena Casarrosa, puede ser elena.casarrosa o Casarrosa, todo dependiendo de lo que esté disponible en este momento. Okay, we can click next. Después, I'm sorry, let's first do it in English. After you put your first and your last name and you create your username, then you need to make a password. So make sure it's something that only you will remember. When you choose your password, write it down and put it somewhere that is a secure location. You will need to enter your password every time you access your email. So make sure it's something that you're going to remember. Okay? Cuando ya creamos nuestro usuario y ponemos nuestro nombre y nuestro apellido, tenemos que crear una contraseña. Asegúrate de que esa contraseña sea algo que tú vas a recordarte. Si quieres, puedes escribirla para que no se te olvide, ya que vas a necesitar esta contraseña cada vez que vayas a usar tu correo electrónico. Okay. Luego le vamos a dar al siguiente. Perfecto. Step number 6. After you do all that, right, you put your name, your last name, you create your password, and you create your username, you're going to have to verify your phone number. And you do this by simply adding your phone number, and then you click next. A text message will be sent to your phone. La parte número 6, right, lo que vamos a hacer luego, tenemos que verificar nuestro número de teléfono y simplemente vamos a poner nuestro número de teléfono y nos van a mandar un mensaje. Vamos a presionar la palabra siguiente y ya van a ver lo que le va a pasar ahora. Can you click next, Sander? Thank you. So step number 7, you will go to your text message and copy the verification code and paste it on the app. Sometimes the app will do this automatically, but if it doesn't do it, then just go to your messages and copy the code. If you don't know how to do this, copy the code. You can write it down on a piece of paper and then do it manually. La número 7. Luego que verificamos nuestro número de teléfono, tenemos que ir a los mensajes, buscar el código que nos mandó Google, ¿verdad? Y copiamos ese mensaje que nos mandó Google y lo ponemos en la parte que nos pide aquí. Si no sabes cómo hacer, si no sabes cómo copiarlo, puedes escribir ese código que te mandaron en un papelito y luego lo haces manualmente. Okay. Step number 8. After you do all that and you have verified your phone number, you will need to add your personal information like your birthday and gender. And then you will click next. Luego de que ya verificaste tu número de teléfono, te van a mandar a otra página para que pongas tu información personal, como tu correo electrónico y tu género. Y luego le vas a dar a siguiente. That's it, Nick? Yes. So step number 9. Now we're almost done. We just have to agree to the privacy and terms, and that is it. You're done and you have your email account. It's very simple, super easy, 9 steps, and you got this, okay? So wait, go back. Yes. La número 9, el paso número 9 es solamente aceptar los términos de privacidad de Google. Luego que le demos a aceptar, ya eso es todo y tenemos una cuenta de Google. Okay. So now that we created our Gmail account and we would like to send an email, right? So if we go to the next page, I will show you how to do that. All right, so after you have created your email account, it will look something like this first picture here. And yes, and if you click compose, right, it would then take you to the second picture. It looks like this. And you will see, wait, go back. Yeah, so this second picture right here, when you click compose, to send the email, you have to type in the contact information, right? So the email address of the person that you're trying to send this email to. The second step is to put the subject, right? So this is like the email's purpose. And then you write your message. If we go to the other slide, this is an example of all the steps completed. So you can see here that I have the contact information, right? It's right here. I was sending this email to Radaisa. She is the contact person.
Whoops, there you go.
It's okay. And then we have the subject line, right? What this email was about. Then here I have the message that I wanted to send to Radaisa. And then if you want to send a document, right? That we're gonna teach you how to scan the document. If you want to send that document, you can click this icon here that looks like a paper clip. And then when you're happy how your email looks like, you have this little like triangle here that you can send your email, okay? Yes. Now, Sandra, if you can go back to the other slide. Ok, so aquí, ya que creamos nuestro correo electrónico y queremos mandar un correo electrónico, es fácil de hacer. Le vamos a dar a este botón que dice Compose. Si está en español, no sé en realidad cómo lo tendrían en español, pero en realidad en inglés dice Compose. Cuando les des a ese botón, te va a llevar a otra página que se ve como la foto siguiente que está aquí. Aquí te va a pedir que pongas la persona que le quieres mandar el correo electrónico. También te va a pedir que le pongas el título al correo, ¿verdad? ¿De qué se trata ese mensaje que tú quieres mandar? Y luego donde dice mensaje aquí abajo, es donde vas a poner el mensaje que le quieras mandar. Nick, can you go to the next one? Aquí ya es un mensaje que ya yo he hecho completando los pasos. Por ejemplo, aquí ves donde dice contacto, tengo el contacto de la persona que le quiero mandar el correo electrónico. Luego en la siguiente línea que dice subject line, tengo de qué se trata ese correo. Y luego tengo el mensaje que quiero mandar. Si por dado caso yo quiero mandar un documento, una foto, un acta de nacimiento, lo que sea, y la tengo en mi celular y la quiero mandar, le voy a dar aquí a este botoncito que parece un clip de papel y voy a poner el documento ahí. Luego que ya tengo el email como yo lo quiero y puse el documento ahí y me gusta cómo se ve mi email, luego le voy a dar a enviar. La forma en que mandamos ese correo electrónico es dándole a ese botoncito que está en azul, que parece un triangulito, y ahí ya se manda tu mensaje. Si tienes alguna pregunta, por favor escríbela en el chat y estoy más de feliz de contestarte tu pregunta. Okay. So that is it for me. Now I will be giving the space to my coworker, Nick, that will be teaching us how to scan documents using our phones.
Thank you so much, Camille. It's all yours, Nick.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Nick Nelson. I am one of the case managers with Nazareth Housing, and today we're going to be talking about how to scan a document. One of the things that we really do, especially as case managers and with our organization, we have an eviction prevention and outreach team, and we do our best to help people apply for rental assistance and utility back payment assistance. But in order to do that, we have to create a case and a chart and complete an intake. And so for these things, we need to see some documents. And a lot of it's your standard stuff, like if you would go to HRA or the Social Security Administration, they're gonna wanna see photo IDs, social security cards, other proof of identification, proof of income, things like that. And when you come see us for an appointment, especially now during COVID, the best thing for us to do is to have the majority of your documents ready to go. In the past, a lot of case managers would ask you to bring the paper copies and we'd make photocopies of this. So one thing that we can do to kind of speed that process up, that way where we don't have to go back and forth, is to scan your documents to your phone, and then you can either email them to us or you can bring them to us when you come in on your phone ready to go. So we'll talk about how to do that. All right, so scanning your documents on your phone, it sounds like it can be really difficult, but it's actually very easy. I started doing it a little over a year ago to just send things like a signed lease agreement or a bank statement to either roommates or friends, something like that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to go into your app store. If you have an iPhone, it's your iPhone app store. If it's an Android, you go to the Google Play or Android app store. And all you do is simply search for a scanner app. Just search scanner. There are several different ones that are free. You don't need to pay the premium one because you're not going to be using it for a business or using it on a regular basis. So just download the free one. Once it's done downloading, just go into the app. It'll be on your home screen. You see here we have some screenshots that just kind of take you through what it would look like on your iPhone. And then the next slide is kind of going through a step-by-step of what to do. So you open up the scan folder, and as you'll see here, this is my own personal one that I use for work, but also for my own things. All you do is you open up the scan, you go down and click the photo icon or the camera icon, and you just simply take a picture of whatever it may be. So it's going to ask you to hold it still once you have your document in front. And you'll see that right now we're practice scanning is our list of documentation that we need to see to complete an intake for assistance with our organization. Once it's saved, there's a folder in your scan app. It also can be saved directly to your phone photo stream. Once it's saved there, just go in, click on it, open it up, and make sure it's there and that it's legible. The other thing that you can do that the app allows you is you can take rapid shots, and you can take many different pictures of it if you need to. And the cool thing is that this automatically saves as a PDF or photo digital file. The difference between a PDF and just say like a regular picture is that the PDF is going to save, you can email it to anyone and it will be the same size file. Anyone who's using a Mac product or a Windows product, you can open up the PDF the same way. That way you don't have to save it as a JPEG or the other different files. So it's very simple, very universal. And then here we go on Samsung, same thing, open up your App Store, download the app. This one is called the Scanner app. It's just the more popular one on the Samsung store, same thing. You start scanning by hitting the camera icon, scan your document, whatever it may be, get saved to your phone. There we go. You just save the PDF, save the image. You can either save it to the app again or your camera roll. And then you can edit that if you want to. Some things will allow you to redact information, like black out things you don't want anyone to see, like your address. But again, this is stuff that all case managers are going to want to see, and HRA. So especially if you're applying for benefits or one-shot deal, or if you're going to apply for food stamps, public assistance, they need to see all this stuff. And because a lot of the job centers and the Social Security offices are closed right now, and even Nazareth Housing, we're working, we are open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, but some of us are working remote, as you can see. So it's just easier to keep everything all ready to go. Let's see, we have a comment. How do you make the notes version into a PDF? So yeah, you can use notes on your phone to save things as a PDF. What you do is when you go into the app, there should be an option for you to, where you want to save that PDF or where you want to save the copy of whatever it is. You can save it to your notes specifically on your phone. I don't know, Lisa, if that answered your question.
Right,
Marta
and
Serrano has her hand up.
Marta Serrano, would you like to ask your question? You should be ready to go whenever you're ready.
I'm not sure if you can hear me.
We can hear you loud
Yes,
and
we
clear.
can hear you.
Oh, great. I don't have to type. Hi. I just created the Gmail, but I'm kind of lost because I don't know how to get any, go to like home.
Marta,
See?
did you created your Gmail on your phone or on a laptop?
On my phone.
Okay. And what are you trying to do right now?
I'm trying to navigate, but it's like I created the Gmail, but I can't get any further.
All right. Do you have a Samsung or an iPhone?
A Samsung, yeah.
Samsung. Okay, great. I have a Samsung too.
Okay.
So, are you able to open your Gmail app?
Yes, I'm there now.
Okay, and you're trying to go to where?
I'm just trying to, I got lost doing the second step with the app that you just were teaching.
The second step, creating the account.
Right,
So you hit create, right? And then you click next,
right.
and then it took you to where? To this page
Now,
right here?
I'm in my account, but all I see is privacy, organization, security issues, account storage, and just a lot of news. I want to get to where you guys are at.
Okay.
I'd be
You
curious-
said,
yeah, I'd be curious to see that. Doesn't sound like a Gmail.
It
sounds like
doesn't?
sounds like a different type of Google application.
Oh, I get,
Yeah.
yes.
You could be using Google Plus or something like that, because Google Plus used to be a social
Very similar.
networking.
So the
Okay.
app looks like this.
Thank you. Now it makes sense. I'll start all over.
No
Sorry
worries,
for the
Martha, it's all
interruption.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, let's make sure this is
Yeah.
what the Gmail app, it looks like an envelope. It's very clever.
Okay.
So it's this one, and it should be very straightforward to do it. So if you run into an issue, it might just be a tricky.
Okay. That helps. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
I'll
If
keep
you have any-
listening.
Of course. And if you have any follow-up questions, shoot us an email, and I'm happy to walk you through it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Great. So let's go. That's a great segue into our Q&A portion. So we just want to open it up. If anyone else has any questions, feel free to ask them, and we'll try our best to give you some answers.
so Edwin Rivera, he has a question. He said, how many emails can someone create?
How many emails?
Well, I mean, Edwin or Mr. Rivera, it's very, I mean, you can create as many emails as you want to create. Most of the time, if you're using the same, if you're using the same email handle, so for example, at Nazareth Housing, we use our first initial and our last name. You won't be able to create two emails using the same account like Gmail or Yahoo with the same first initial last name. But you can add numbers or special characters to that if you want to create like Edwin.Rivera123 as your personal email, and then E.Rivera, 123 as your work email or professional email.
We have someone else that would like to know multi-pages for some PDFs. So I'm guessing, how do you scan multiple pages on the same PDF?
So with that, unfortunately, the app does not allow you to create one giant PDF that's multiple pages. For that, you would have to use an actual scanner with a feeder in it to put in a bunch of pages. So you would just have to take a picture of each page.
Right. Xander, can you go to the Samsung scanning?
Sure.
Let me see. So I don't know if you can see it here for the tab scanner. It gives you the option to add new pages. I don't know if you see this last picture right here. So as you can see, we already have one page scanned. And then if you tap right here, add new pages, then it will allow you to add like multiple pages to that same PDF. I don't know if that answered your question. Flor Colon, she wants to create an account at another time. Is that okay? Yes, that's perfectly fine. If you need our help creating that account, please feel free to email us. I'll put my email on the chat.
And I will also make sure to send this presentation out to everybody who registered with an email address or with a phone number. We can make sure that we get this recorded and sent to you.
¿Hay alguien que tenga una pregunta en español que necesite que se la respondamos? Margaret Chan, she has a question. She's raising her hand.
Margaret, I see you.
Unmute. Can you hear me now?
Hi, Margaret, we can hear you.
I'm sorry
No
to
worries.
interrupt. Yeah. I've been watching from step by step. I have no idea what's going on because I'm no good with the computer, and especially on the app too, to try to upload the information and then send it to, just like you said, the government document. Is it possible you can send me just like the step by step so I can take a look myself, and then if I have any question, I can either email you or call you? Is it possible that way?
Yes.
Beautiful, thank you. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna send everyone a recording of this, but also we will figure out another way to reach out to everyone to make sure they have all of the steps. And I think also, Cornelia and Nick, we will have this at our offices at 11th Street and in the Bronx. So if anyone is nearby those locations, we would be more than happy to give you a physical copy. We'll staple it for you and you can take it home and follow the steps.
Edwin Rivera, he wants to know what's the difference between PDF and scanning.
So a PDF is just, it's a type of saved file. So you take your document and you scan it and turn it into a PDF.
Nidia, she has her hand up.
Nidia. Nidia, I think you can speak whenever you would like. I think. Nidia, can you unmute? There you go.
Okay, I have a question for Nick. He mentioned that there was some free in the Play Store, the scanners. Do you know the name of them that I can look them up?
Yeah, there's Scanner app.
Okay. That's it?
I mean, so if you just type in Scanner app, you're going to get a whole bunch of them. And then you can just choose which one you want to download.
Okay, because you said some of them were free, right? But some of them you have to pay for?
Yeah, so usually when you're using the Apple Store, it'll just say Get, and you just click Get, and it'll download it from using your account. On the Apple or the Android Play Store, I don't know if it says Get, but it's probably something very similar. And then there'll be a little price tag, like $3.99 or $2.99 next to the app. Those are the ones you don't need to use.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Veronica had a question that she would, just like a contact for someone to help with taxes. You can just send us an email at info@nazarethhousingnyc.org, and we'll make sure that someone reaches out to you regarding taxes. Nick, I don't know if you have any information on that. I know it's been a weird year with taxes.
Yeah, so as you know, we had to close the tax site down in the middle of March because of the pause orders and the shelter-in-place orders. Our goal was to reopen at a much lower capacity towards the end of the summer. Unfortunately, we just haven't been able to open up at that same capacity. One thing that we can possibly do is schedule an appointment one-on-one. That can be a little difficult because if you've been with us before, you know that we need to have at least 3 people ready to go. 1 person to do the intake, 1 person to start the return, and then a 3rd person who reviews the return to make sure that the first 2 people didn't make any mistakes. But yeah, just email us. As far as I know, we are still planning on opening next year for the same tax period. And one thing we may end up doing is kind of using this virtual system to prepare taxes. So, but yeah, just shoot us an email and we will get back to you.
All right. Are there any more questions? I don't see any hands up. Is there any slide people want to see once more? Okay, we have a question from Floor. Floor, do you have a question?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. Just a silly question. These applications, for example, the scanning one, are they safe to use?
Yes, so every app is encrypted and it doesn't get saved to your phone. Only you can see it.
Okay, thank you.
And then, so that, that when you do email, everything that you're doing, it's going to be encrypted. So if you're using Gmail or Yahoo or AOL, all of these different email companies, they have servers that are there to protect your information. Just be careful who you're sending that to. If you do email it out, make sure it's an actual organization or nonprofit that you're sending that information. So just do a little research on that end. But yes, it is safe.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question. That's a good one. Marta, do you have another question?
Marta, you have a question?
Hi, I'm sorry, I didn't unmute.
No worries.
Oh, I have been using for the past month, I've learned through my brother to use the Adobe Acrobat Reader. Is that just as good?
Yes, to
Yes.
scan, right?
Yeah, and I've
Yeah.
used it and it's incredible.
Did you have to pay for it or it was free?
No, it's free.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah, there are many different ways to scan a document.
okay.
I think Veronica was saying how, or Lisa, I think it was Lisa, she was saying how she uses notes on her phone. So there are multiple ways on scanning documents.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all
But
great.
this, yeah, it's a great thing to have.
No, especially now during this time where, I mean, everything is remote now and you don't
Yeah.
want to get out of the house and you want to do everything from home. Learning how to scan the documents, it's really important.
Yeah, we were having difficulty because my father passed away in May, and so we had to settle, some things in the estate, but there was no actual place to go to bring these documents to. And so my brother suggested we use this and it worked out fine.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of good apps. Adobe actually is the company that invented the PDF back in like the 80s, I believe. So
Really?
they're definitely probably a great app to have. But I think to Nick's point, there's so many options out there. Don't pay for a solution because there's so many free ones out there for
Right.
email and for scanning. These are totally free apps that you can use totally for free.
Okay, because before this app, what I was doing was snapping pictures of my documents and emailing them. And you don't always get a good, clear picture. And so I'm so glad that we're learning this today, to scan documents, and it's much easier.
Absolutely. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank
Martha.
you.
Thank you. All right, so I think that is just about it for our Q&A. We will do everything to make sure everyone gets all the follow-up information. Just before we go, I do want to just give another shout out to Nazareth Housing. If you have need any assistance with any of the following things, we are more than happy to help you. Louisa's Pantry with both Camille and Nick are very familiar with. In the Lower East Side on Tuesdays from 9 to 11 is Louisa's Pantry, and then Bronx on Wednesday, 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. We also help people with unemployment enrollment. I know that can be very tricky and also very, there's a lot of that happening these days, unfortunately. Rental arrears, financial coaching, utilities arrears. We also help people with SNAP enrollment. So if you're looking for supplemental nutrition, we can help you with that. And then housing applications, we have some wonderful staff members that can help you with the housing lottery.
Ok, so en Nazareth Housing nosotros ayudamos con muchos diferentes servicios. Uno de estos servicios es la despensa de Luis. Tenemos dos. Tenemos una en el Bajo Manhattan que trabaja los martes de 9 a 11 de la mañana. Y luego tenemos otra en el Bronx que trabaja los miércoles de 7 de la mañana hasta las 9:30 de la mañana. También ayudamos con la inscripción del desempleo. Te ayudamos a aplicar para el desempleo, ya que esto puede ser un poquito tedioso y un proceso bien largo. Te podemos ayudar a aplicar al desempleo. También ayudamos a pagar alquileres atrasados. También tenemos tutoría financiera, atrasos de utilidades como la luz, la inscripción de SNAP, aplicar para los cupones y aplicaciones de vivienda. Ese es nuestro número. Nuestra línea directa 212-982-7800. Si tienes alguna pregunta, por favor, no dudes en llamarnos y estaremos bien felices de ayudarte.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. If you want to learn more about Nazareth Housing virtual workshops, we're going to be doing these fairly regularly. You can always go to our website at nazarethhousingnyc.org/workshops. You just put that right into an internet browser. Or again, you can give us a call at 212-982-7800, and a staff member will pick you up and they'll be able to let you know what workshops are coming. But stay tuned. We're very thankful that you were all here. Great, and we'll hang out for a little bit if you have one more questions, but we are essentially all done.
Gracias. I prefer to speak in Spanish porque es más fácil.
¿Español?
Bueno, sí,
Sí.
por favor, disculpe, pero es que quiero que se entienda bien porque no quiero mess it up en inglés. Yo hago outreach para un servicio médico, igual Seeker. Entonces me encuentro con mucha gente que tiene varios problemas y tengo un caso de una señora que tiene 3 hijos nacidos aquí y le acaban de deportar al esposo y ella tiene problemas con la renta. ¿Se la puedo referir a ustedes estos casos que me salgan servicios que yo no doy, puedo referirles a ustedes estos casos.
Sí, claro que sí, puedes referirlos. Si me puedes mandar un correo electrónico a mí o a Nick, estaremos felices de recibir ese referido, ¿ok?
Ok, gracias. Thank you very much.
Gracias a ti. I think we have one more question. Oh, okay, so thank you. Thank you, Marta.
All right. All right, that's it. Thank you so much, everyone. We will see you next time.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Bye. Have a good night.
Bye, good night.